throw from Donald. That's a smashing ball, it's Martins!
Joseph Yobo, the dribble.
And it's pushed out to the boat!
Double Odesi.
Sensational! What a wonderful finish!
That is the most embarrassing own goal.
Oh, what a goal! That's something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook stuff.
Okay, it's sports o'clock yet again this beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's good to be here. It's good to be back. And of course, it's another 120 minutes of non-stop actions from the ever-exciting world of sports reporting. This is how we do it every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. In case you're joining in for the very first time, 3 to 5 p.m. This is what we do every Saturday, bring you the very best of sport. It is not just about football. We talk everything in sport, from athletics to golf to tennis to basketball. Of course, to the Olorioko Bam Bam of sports, talking about football. On behalf of the team, Adenike Adesoye, DJ Medicine making things happen up in here, Oyewole Adetoro, as well as Samson, putting everything together in the engineering department. Fortune Oba, yes, that was according to Daniel Adeyemi, that's the new signing on Melody Sports. He will also be joining us at the other side of football. We talk football. I've got Bobola Egufemi, the sports Bam Bam is also here with me. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest, the nature's finest, DJ Pretty the finest. This is how we rock your stereo every Saturday. Let's begin to roll right now. And let's begin to make things happen for you in the ever-exciting world of sports. Follow us on all socials. Don't forget, drop a comment below the streaming video there, talking about the streaming video on Melody 100.7 FM on Facebook. Let us know you are in class so we can acknowledge your presence. If you're ready, like Freddy, let's go. All right, let me welcome Bobola. Bobola, how you doing? Sports Bam Bam.
Good afternoon, Finance. Good afternoon to all our listeners out there. It's nice to be here to talk sports. I mean, it's a whole lot to talk about. Today is 2 hours. That's why it's called Complete Sports. We're going to be dissecting major stories. And, I mean, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice doing this with you, the finest.
Most definitely. All right, let's begin from athletics, and let's talk athletics now, because the Federation of Athletic Football in Nigeria, Athletics Federation of Nigeria, I'm talking about AFN, has invited 90 junior athletes to a national camp as the preparations intensify for the Confederation of African Athletics CAA Under 20 and of course Under 18 Championship, which is built to be held in Abeokuta, Ogun State. It will happen from July 16. Yes, from July 16 to July 20, 2025. The week is going to be a 3-week event, and the camping is going to be lasting the 3 weeks, and it's designed to fine-tune the athletics physical condition, improve technical performance, and build synergy, particularly in the relay teams, as Nigeria aims for a top finish on home soil at the Continental Championship. So according to our AFN president, Tonoboka Okowa, he said the selected athletes will begin training immediately with trials to be conducted during the camp to determine the final squad that will represent the country. Well, we used to have, before now, there was something they used to call AFN Athletics Trials. They used to hold in Lagos then. At the time, the thing just went down. But somehow, it's like with this, they're trying to revamp it again and bring it back. I mean, bring in under 20 and under 18 athletes to represent Nigeria.
Yeah, it's very, very nice that we're seeing this in athletics. Just like you said, we used to have it before.
Definitely.
Because I remember a friend of mine, we went to participate in it, although it wasn't peak at the end of the day. But then the ginger was there to do athletics. Then right now, it's more or less all about football. But I think we need to focus more on athletics and all the sport, because the Olympics, that's the biggest stage of all sports. It's not just football. There are major teams that don't even get to win a sport, football like that. They only focus on the athletics part of it, like Jamaica. You know that these people, they are just for the athletics part. I mean, the 100 meters, 200 meters, and they're focused on it. For Nigeria, we don't have anything that we are focused on. We just always carry all of them. At the end of the day, we don't get to see any medal. I like the fact that we are having this competition. I mean, and it's restricted for under 20, under 18. That means they want to work with young people, and that is how we should be, like groom them for now. And when it gets to a certain level, they're going to be representing us. If we don't have these tournaments like this, we're not going to see the young grow. And we just had the National Sport Festival, and now we're having this. I think it's also a big avenue. I mean, seeing these two competitions come handy, and that means right now we're focused on athletics right there. I'm not a big fan of the AFN. I have to be very honest. After the Favour of Philly saga, but when people do well, we have to give them kudos, because right now they are doing well, and I'm expecting so much from these young athletes. Hopefully they get to show themselves, and it's beyond showing themselves. Get to interact, let them see each other, because the likes of some of these football players, they've played together at the younger level. I saw a report about Tolu Arokodare and Osimhen playing together when they didn't even know that they were going to blow. So most of them, can relate together and hopefully see the future that they can do it for Nigeria later today. I like the idea, honestly, and it's good. It's great that we are seeing this kind of thing happen in Nigeria. Hopefully it keeps on, because one thing about sports or events like this is that sometimes they do it and it doesn't get consistent. If you do it this year, we're not going to see it. Look at the sports festival.
Exactly.
2022 we saw it, 2023, 2024 we didn't see it. So if we're certain that every year we're going to see it, definitely the coming Olympics, maybe we're going to see a medal one right there. We're not going to be depending on the likes of Favour of Philly, Tobi Amusan, who have to train themselves outside of Nigeria. We can do it here in Nigeria. I mean, why not? Why not? Why not? So it's a big one for them.
Well, big one for them, yes. We just hope that it will be something, because just as Bam Bam said, it's something that was supposed to be consistent, but somehow it began to die down until this level. Let's hope Tonobo Kokoa's tenure will be able to be better. Okay, still talking athletics, let's talk about world record holder now, Tobi Amusan, who yesterday produced a standout display at the 2025 Paris Diamond League, clocking a season's best time of 12.24 seconds to finish second in the women's 100 meters hurdles. Of course, the time marks her second fastest ever, behind only her world record of 12.12 seconds set in 2022. So she's still the one trying to beat her own record.
you know what? I mean, in front of me, is Tobi Amusan. So I'm even happy that you're talking about.
Wow.
I mean, this girl is just so spectacular. We've talked about some of the situations she's had. I mean, the series of events, the doping issue, and all of it. How she's been able to bounce back. I mean, when she started, it was so slow, but now it seems like she has gotten herself. And in that race, she was the second. And now I just think Tobi Amusan is just trying to show everyone that, I mean, you can always do it. Even if anything is happening to you, just put it back and fight, and you're going to get it. I really like what Tobi Amusan is doing, honestly. And she's always doing it on the big stage.
Exactly.
Now, last Olympic, she didn't win anything, but I'm confident that this Olympic coming, Tobi Amusan is set to win something.
Most definitely. All right, well, that's nice. Well, she came second behind Grace Tuck of the US. Of course, just as Bam Bam said earlier, Jamaica, they always concentrate on athletics and reggae. That's really
it's the reggae for me.
Yeah, reggae. I'm telling you. So Jamaica's Akera Nugent finished third in a swift of 12.30 seconds. So it tells you that, look, whatever you know how to do, just concentrate on it. But one thing is, I think we pack too much on our hands that we don't even know which one to concentrate on now.
When you see football, you see basketball, you see everything.
We are even putting cricket now in the mix.
Exactly.
Go to Lagos now, see guys training for ticket at the Tafawa Balewa Square over.
And the thing is, at each of them, we are not the best. We are not
which best? We are not close to
even the best. So we just keep trying. I feel like,
why can't we just focus on the one they know? Which one? Okay, wait. Let's even talk. Which one do you think we can focus? Because we have athletes, we have footballers, we have talent everywhere. Which one should we focus on?
Now, football, we've lost it. I should have said football.
Have we lost it?
We've lost it in football on the big stage. Even in Africa right now, we're seeing We are not going to qualify for the World Cup. Honestly,
You
that's
say
what
we are
I
not
think.
going to qualify.
For me, that's for
they
me.
said we qualify.
But I think if we're talking about one sport that we should be more focused on, honestly, we talk about eating akpu, we talk about eating fufu and all of this food. Something that has to do with physicality, maybe boxing. If we can work on it, I mean, the technical part of it.
You think it's about eating apple and
That's why I said.
if it's about that, we have swimmers in Bayelsa,
Right,
in rivers.
all
All these
over.
Joy Shekiri boys. They can beat you anyhow in the river.
But I just feel
But
like
it's not the same with swimming at international level.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to play around right there, but I just think we have good athletes. That's one thing I've realized. We have good athletes. We have good footballers. It's just that some of these footballers don't get to make it at the big stage. So those are the two things for me: athletics, football. If we can focus on those two, honestly, we are good.
But what about basketball? We are still the best in basketball. Look.
In Africa,
I mean, our female are we have the best female basketball team.
the female side, but
Even the male too. They are one of the best.
The male, just River Supers in Nigeria. When you look at
You're talking about club side. I'm talking national.
national,
Yes.
Now, I mean, I'll still pick Sudan over Nigeria. I'll pick Sudan.
Sudan.
Yes, Sudan guys. They played at the
In
last
basketball.
They played at the last Olympics. They played at the last Olympics.
They
Nigeria didn't get to play.
But we were still ranked the best among them.
But the thing is, it's not so
The
popular.
Tigers.
It's not so popular. The finest. When you look at the players that we have, most of them are those ones that are in the USA. They play for maybe Achua and some of these guys right there. They grew up in the USA. Most of them were drafted, and maybe they realized that they can't make the USA squad. They came back to Nigeria to focus on. In Nigeria right now, when you look at the talents that we have in Nigeria, not from abroad, I still think I'll pick athletics. That's
Football and
football
athletics.
and
So we should concentrate on those
those two for me.
Okay, talking about talent that Bam Bam talked about, let's talk about this young star now. Nigeria's top-ranked female tennis player. We're in tennis now. Of course, her name is Khadijat Mohammed, where the senior special assistant to the president said that, look, this lady can go all out and play at a Grand Slam in the next 2 years. Yes, Khadija happens to be the top-ranked Nigerian female tennis player at this time. She was, within the week, she paid a courtesy visit to the senior special assistant to the president on grassroots sports development, Honorable Adeyinka Adeboye, in his office in Abuja. And the young tennis sensation, accompanied by her proud parents and coach, was warmly welcomed and commended for her outstanding performance, discipline, and of course the promise she's given to the sport. According to Honorable Adeboye, he said he was impressed by the rapid rise and stature by such a young talent. I mean, the issue is, we've seen her this year, we've seen her last year, we've seen what she's done in the last couple of months. Can we see her in the next few years? Because this man is saying 3 years she'll be in the Grand Slam. When we say Grand Slam, you are laughing, right? Are you laughing at the man or you're laughing to me?
No, not you. I'm laughing at the statement.
Okay, you're laughing
The
at
Grand
so
Slam.
it's funny, right?
It's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, because when you say Grand Slam, you're talking of French Open, Australian Open,
exactly.
US Open.
we never passed the African Open.
That's what the man is telling you now. He's a politician, so he's speaking.
But I think it's just a good motivation. I mean, if you tell this young lady, if she's seated by your side and tell her that, see, if you improve right now, you're going to play at the Grand Slam, I think it's going to get into her head and she's going to develop very well. But honestly, we have to be honest now. Grand Slam is too big. I mean, the levels is high. But when you look at the players at the Grand Slam, you just know that they started from a very young age.
Definitely.
Coco Gauff, 21. Even the guy Yannick Sinner, 22.
Exactly.
They started from a very
Even
young
Serena.
age. So,
Serena started at 14.
14, exactly. So I don't think she can also do it. It's just that the structure in Nigeria is what is I wouldn't want to call it bad. It's not the best for her. If she wants to grow bigger, maybe she would have to go for tournaments, not just in Africa. She has to go for tournaments right there in abroad to, I mean, compete with the best for her to know how good she is. I mean, the likes of Spain, the likes of all of these teams, so that you know that, okay, this is how good I am. So for you to, I mean, be determined that, okay, I can get to that level. If she's just going to remain in Nigeria, for me, she's not going to grow at all. She's just going to be the best in Nigeria. Even in Africa, you've not competed with the likes of Morocco. Those are the guys that are making things happen in the world of sports. So it's all the best to her. She's young. That's the only thing we can tell her. That when I compile the news, I see some of these stories, and I'm happy that right now in Nigeria we're talking about other sports. It's not just football. And I like the fact that we are doing this 30 minutes for other sports. It
sport,
shows
yeah.
that there are certain people that are still relevant
Definitely.
when it comes to other sports, and it's big ups to that young girl. I hope to see her at the top.
Most definitely. All right, still talking about other sports right now. Let's move from there. Let's move to tennis now. And we're still talking tennis, but let's move international tennis. We're done with Aussie Open. We're done with French Open. What we're looking at now is Wimbledon Open, which is starting very soon as well. And in the bid to get themselves prepared, British Jack Draper has continued his Wimbledon build-up by reaching the semi-finals at the Queen's Club for the very first time with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-5, 6-4 defeat of American Brandon Nakashima yesterday, while Carlos Alcaraz avoided another scare at the top-seeded Spaniard dispatched Francis Arthur Kinderknock with little 4, 7-5, 6-4. Wimbledon champion, of course, Alcaraz toiled for 3 hours in stifling heat on the previous night to edge past fellow Spaniard, talking about Joma Manet in a Titanic trap, and afterwards admitted he did not know how he was still standing. He said for now he doesn't even understand what is going on with his game, so he feels his game is not at the top-notch level.
Who's that?
Alcaraz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he defeated his opponent, but he still feels something is still shaky about. Maybe he's still, looking through what happened in the last
one against Sinner.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because for a guy who is winning to be saying he still doesn't feel like he's balanced yet. What does that mean?
He knows himself so well. He's not world number one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in the last game, that's the French Open. Yeah, was it the French Open? Yeah, it was the French Open where he lost, and imagine losing to the world number 2. I think at this point in time, he's just more focused on getting better. If you are being called world number 1, people expect you to win at the finals. I like the fact that he's been honest to himself, because in the last French Open, I expected him to win. I wanted him to win, honestly, but he lost to Yannick Sinner. And for Draper is currently playing a match right now. I think so. Yeah, he's currently playing a match. That's the semi-finals here against Leca.
Okay.
And it's so tough right now. Hopefully he gets to win it right there. But they are the big boys when it comes to tennis. Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner, Draper. These are the popular guys. And if we are talking about finals, these are the guys that will definitely get there.
Okay, all right. Let's move from there now. And of course, before we leave tennis, before we leave tennis, quickly something about Alexander Zverev. He won number 3, and of course, he sprinted off court to vomit mid-match, but recovered to beat Italy's Flavio Cobolli 6-4, 7-6 at the Hull Open. People are wondering what happened to this guy. The way he ran off to go and throw up. He still came back and won that game. In the second game of the quarterfinal of the grass court tournament, he requested a toilet break and ran off court to be sick, only to come back and defeated his opponent.
That's what being professional is like. He doesn't care about him being sick and all of it. All those things happen. Yeah. We've seen players run from the pitch to go and use the toilet and get back. So, but his own might just look critical because it was a vomit. And when we talk about vomit, it relates to you being sick and all of it. But it could just happen. It could just be digestion problems and all of it. But big ups to him. He eventually won the match. I love people like this. Being professional. They don't care about whatever happens. Just go there.
Just do your job.
Yeah,
do your
that's
job.
it.
Let's go to basketball now, and let's talk about the latest in basketball. Of course, basketball is finally or gradually hitting home stretch. Hitting home stretch.
And for me, this is one of the best finals in a while.
Oak has been very, very. They've surprised everyone this season.
They've surprised everyone. And right now, Indiana Pacers, for me, they have also surprised me.
Yeah, from nowhere, they just came up and started showing up.
The way they are playing in the finals is just top notch. Look at the previous game where they defeated Thunder. Oklahoma City Thunders. Yeah, they defeated them 108-91. And
the thing has been going like this. You win me and win you. You win me and win you.
Exactly. But I'm just surprised at the way they are playing. Ali Bolton for Indiana Pacers, that guy is just, he's just top. Siakam too is also top for them. And although I'm rooting for Oklahoma City Thunders, but I'm scared that tomorrow there might be a shocker.
Yeah, I'm also scared for them as well.
And I don't want.
I don't know why I'm seeing that shocker. I don't know where the feeling is coming that it will be a shocker.
Exactly.
But will it actually be a shocker? Because they've also shocked everyone. Nobody
But
expected they'll go this far. Talking about
nobody expected them. Nobody expected, but they started the season on high. Indiana Pacers just came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. So.
Just like coming from behind.
the back, yeah. Like we always talk about Man City's,
exactly.
I mean Chelsea and Man U saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think for Hawk, nobody expected them to do all of these things, but they started the season on high, and ever since then they've been going gradually into the finals, and it would be a shame. Honestly, I would say it like that. It would be a shame if Indiana Pacers go on to win the finals, because I mean Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for me has put up a top performance, and I think his older teammates, they need to help him. They need to support him right now.
Yeah,
it's only Shai all the time. You go on there, how many points? Shai scores 21. Where's the other guy? He scores 14 points. Is it just Shai in that team? So I expect so much from the other guys. It's the game 7.
So the other guys have not really been living up to expectations.
They've not. I mean, if you talk about the Indiana Pacers, you can mention some other guys that are also helping Ali Bolton right now. Pascal Siakam is there. But Oklahoma City, if Shai is out of that team, Shai will put up 31 points. The person coming next to him will put up like 14 points. So is it just Shai in the team? That's what I feel like. And
he's their own Leo Messi now.
and for Shai, if he eventually loses the final, it's going to be the first since Stephen Curry 2016 to get to the finals and win the MVP. So I just want this guy to crown his effort to win the NBA Finals, win the Finals MVP.
That would be interesting.
It would be interesting, and honestly, I would love that for Shai Gilgeous. But what am I saying? Indiana Pacers is winning the finals. That's what I think.
Now let me ask because we are gradually getting, to the crescendo of the season in the NBA. What has been your? Well, you talked about Pacers, maybe that's it. But what has been the major surprising thing for you, surprising development for you in this season's NBA?
I think everything has changed. The old boys are leaving now. We are seeing new guys.
Young boys taking over.
Young boys taking over. Anthony Edwards is there. I mean, he got to the quarterfinals. In the New York Knicks, there's Brunson. There's this older guy, Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah,
Anthony
exactly.
Towns. And I'm tired of seeing the likes of Kevin Durant. Fine, they're still relevant, but in the finals, then it was always the Durant, it was always the Draymond Green, LeBron James, and all of it. But now there are new guys coming.
Nobody's even making mention of LeBron James anymore. King James.
Yeah, exactly. And in the finals, the Olympics, Ali Bolton, who is playing for Indiana Pacers, he didn't get to start a single match for them. But look at him right now, showing that
he's having his time now.
He's having his time. Durant, they've done it for so many years.
That's the highlight of this year for you. What if there's a flop of the? I mean, what would you if they say, okay, something you saw this year that you felt, man, they shouldn't be in the NBA now?
Well, Kevin Durant's performance for me, it has gone really low.
On a low.
It has gone really low. And Steph Curry for me is still good. LeBron James is still decent, as much as their team didn't get far in the NBA Finals. But Kevin Durant's performance has really gone low. And sometimes in a game when I see their game, I don't get to see him at all. It looks like he's running away from the ball. And I know he's gradually getting to the end of his career because he's around 34 years, but his performance has really dropped, and I missed Kevin Durant.
Wow. Okay, that's how you get it on Melody 100.7 FM. It's not about football. We dig deep into other sports for you. I mean, we talked athletics, we talk basketball, we talk tennis, and we've also talked, boxing. Quickly, boxing. Before we begin to, we're coming to class to radio. We're coming to boxing quickly. Rio, this guy, you're beginning to win the commentator of the year because on all our programs, Jala Sharia is there. Don't worry. We are cooking something for someone like you who is always, because even on Yoruba shows,
he's always there.
I mean, these guys. So the data you burn in seeing all these things online. Thank you so much. I said, wow, good afternoon, guys. I just love Melody FM. No remedy. My best radio station. Thank you so much. My guy, let's come on. Let's come online. Okay. More rain here in Oyo. Is it still raining there? Wow. Here it's just drizzling, although it rained heavy earlier. Okay. All right, this one from Okay Job. Is this a new person? Okay Job Juwon, that's the name. Okay Job Juwon. He says, shouts to Bobola. Okay. My Horche.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah. I mean, I used to do politics in US then.
Yeah. You were a Horche.
Oh, chairman.
Wow, that's good. Wow. So he's reaching out to you.
Yeah, thank you very
You know
much.
the person?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I would have to just check first.
Okay, so good to see him again. Well done to you guys in the studio. Jolasho said something here that is too long. Maybe Bobola, you can go and check that thing.
Okay.
Very long. He said you read that one. Said Precious Boluwati, this is exactly complete sport. Thank you so much. Says you're doing well and watching you from Oyo Obasa. These Oyo people, we are bringing something to Oyo very soon. Don't worry. Lawal Usman says it's quite unfortunate. We lost yesterday match. Who are you? Is it Chelsea? Well, I mean, always check out this page for prediction as well as our Instagram page. Habib Muiwati Jani says, keep up the good work. Where is Daniel? Sports here. Yeah, Daniel. He decided to, he want to go and fight the Baba that gave him the voodoo that didn't work last night. If you listen last night, he said he went to consult ahead of Chelsea's game yesterday, and they were beating Yaga. Now he went to go and meet the Baba. I don't know yet whether Baba has locked him up. He has locked Baba up. We are yet to hear anything from Daniel Adeyemi. Okay, thank you so much. As watching you from Aroro Makinde, Uplift the studio. Happy weekend. God bless your heart. It is another weekend to talk about the exciting world of sport from the from the grassroots to the biggest level. My high point this week, he does that a lot. Yeah, Jolasho, big up to you. He will give you his high point of the week on a Saturday like this, and his low point as well. So he says his high point of the week is quite long, as you know, and not just a commenter. If there is a reason, I love right. Says we have seen quite a lot of games. Bayern Munich thrashing Auckland City through. Although to me, it is nothing because the players are not professional. It is just like when Nigeria defeated Sao Tome and Principe. Who told you that? Says also my high point this week is the starting of an era for Xabi Alonso as Real Madrid manager. Says quite unfortunate they could not win half-breed. Half-bread. Maybe that's why. Half-bread is better than none. Also, my high point is PSG losing to Botafogo. Says nobody expected that, especially we, the white paper boys. I carry PSG to score 2 goals, PSG to win everything. They finish your money for you. Says he went otherwise, but all is well. Also, my high point is my favorite darling, lovely Inter Milan, starting their campaign in FIFA Club World Cup on a door note, drawing against Sergio Ramos' team. Anyways, so I trust them. We are coming back stronger. If I know Manchester United fans, Arsenal fans are happy, but the bitter truth is that their teams are not participating. He says, so back to yesterday, Chelsea match. I'm happy they lost because football is not sweet without a rant. He says, Delap received a yellow card. Enzo Maresca decided to remove him and put Nicolas Jackson. Jackson came in and received a red card. Delap with MTNY, Jackson with Airtel. Chelsea 2 strikers doing collabo. So yesterday night, also after watching Chelsea match, I went to Chicken Republic and ordered a full chicken for my greatest surprise. These people gave me only the lap. If you understand, and it's me that read it like that. Only the lap. Me too. I'm a bad guy now. I understood quickly what he was trying to write. Only the lap. Jolasho, I know a good guy. He said, okay, my low point this week is the upcoming next season EPL fixtures that was released during the week when Manchester United will be starting their campaign with Arsenal. He said the Bottle FC of London, and also low point is the supercomputer predicting rubbish about the next season. Yes, we're coming to that when we get to the other side. What supercomputer? You were not here when I asked Daniel the prediction of the supercomputer. Okay. It says EPL winning, seeing Liverpool, because he said Liverpool, the computer said Liverpool. In fact, the computer didn't put Chelsea in top 6. So I disagree because when I checked my own super laptop, it brought either Manchester United or Arsenal. And also for Osimhen, I will not be surprised if he later ends up playing in Saudi Arabia or maybe Serie A again, because I think he and his agents are not serious. taking a transfer with levity. And anyways, we urge the management of Remo Stars to go for Victor Osimhen, because I even heard he's in Nigeria, and Victor Boniface. That is my contribution. And this week, please read my comment. You see how it took me long to read your comment. It's a long episode. Okay. All right. Okay. And Sam from Melody FM. Melody FM is for me. Okay. Thank you so much, Jola Shario. Okay. All right. Let's quickly leave it that way. And we talked about. Let's just let's have this breather so that we can have enough, because we are coming back for the local football before we now go to the other side and do the main thing, FIFA Club World Cup and other international sports. All right, it is complete sports right here, Melody 100.7 FM in the city of IB. Of course, Sports Bam Bam with me. Sports here is missing in action. He has gone to arrest the Baba that gave him juju that didn't work. So whether Baba has locked him up, he has locked Baba up, we don't know. Have you heard from your twin brother?
I've not heard from him. I tried his number, I didn't.
You see, maybe the Baba succeeded in locking him up. Only God knows. Okay, let's have this breather. Of course, we'll be back when we'll be back. And Fortune Oba will join us as we'll be talking football. My name is Pretty. Keep it locked right here. Let's have this short breather. We'll be back very, very shortly to talk more right here. Okay? Keep it locked. Don't move a muscle.
I'm the bunch. You only have one life to live. If you're lucky, then you might get two. I was down, so down, took a hit. Was a miracle that got me through. I've seen the world, paid my dues. Got plenty of scars, but nothing to lose. Tonight, I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Smoking in the air, look at me now. I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Looking back now, there's no regrets. Moving forward, that's all that's left. Wouldn't change a thing, even if I could. I'm stronger now, with I've seen the world, paid my dues. Got plenty of scars, but nothing to lose. Tonight, I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Smoking in the air, look at me now. Oh, baby.
station is 100.7. What's the big difference?
I guess you're just what I need.
We play anything like this.
You can go your own way.
And this.
We could have had it both.
And even this. A bigger variety with the biggest music library. 100.7. We play anything.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you for being with us. Still, this is Melody 100.7 FM, and we're back to the second half where we talk about local football here in Nigeria and everything that concerns football from Nigeria. You know, we found a way of dividing the show into different segments and parts. First segment, other sports. Second segment, Nigerian local football. Third segment, we go international football. And of course, we talk transfers as well. All right, let me welcome Fortune Ogba here, and that's according to the sports here. The latest. How much did we buy you? According to Daniel, how much did we buy you?
Don't mind
how
Daniel,
much was paid?
Don't mind Daniel, the sports here. I mean, you couldn't put premium on my head. I mean, that guy, me and I'm going to fight last. Good afternoon, the
When you want to fight, don't make sure I'm not around.
I'm going to be on Gladiators, and the Gladiators just won't
okay.
Good afternoon, the finest.
Good
Good afternoon, the sports bam bam, and good afternoon to lovers of sports all over the world. Good afternoon to listeners of Melody FM. It's nice to talk sports again, and happy weekend to everyone.
Most definitely. That's the latest addition for you. Sports. Sports, what is your own? Because we have sports here, sports bam bam. What is sports?
Sport Fortune.
Is this sport Ogba?
I like to go with food.
Food. You like food? You're not serious. Okay, let's talk local football now. And well, Daniel Oguma today is promising us something, bam bam. Let me give from you. I mean, he says that they want to go and make Nigeria proud. In this part of the world, say we want to make Mama proud. So they want to make Nigeria proud in the CAF Champions League next season. Can they do it? Can they do it? They've been there before and they were trashed. It was thrashing for them. Now it's another experience. Can they do it?
Well, they've qualified already, and last season they did qualify, but they were not able to get anywhere. Last season they were not the champions. This season they are the champions.
Exactly.
And maybe there could be a major difference between their performance of that last season and this one. But then, when you compare the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns, the big guns, to Remo Stars, the difference is clear. It's very far. When I mean clear, Remo Stars is far behind these guys.
Far behind.
Far behind them. So they can go on to make their marks, just like Enyimba would always do. Get to the group stage, dazzle, and do all of it. Because one thing about the Confederation Cup is we've not qualified. We'll still play qualifiers. After winning, we'll get to the group. That's where we're going to be. And that was what this team, Enyimba, did last season. So hopefully they can get out of the qualifiers and get into the group. Their group performance will determine how far they can go in the competition. Can they do it?
That's
honestly,
the question.
Honestly, for me, I mean, I have to just go positive. Yeah, they can't do it. Honestly,
They
because
can?
they can't. They are
You're
the
sounding like the
champions.
coach. You're sounding like the coach.
I can't be negative when it comes to Nigerian.
Hey, it's not
qualifying
being
because-
negative, but being realistic.
But being realistic, when you compare them with the big boys, I mean, it's the
Well, they are
chances
going
of
to
them-
chill with the big boys now.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. So the chances are very slim when you compare it with the likes of the top guys, experienced the Tunis, Mamelodi Sundowns, and all of it.
Al
The chances-
Ahly.
Al Ahly.
Those
I
ones
mean,
are even in the
ones
Club
are-
World Cup.
Those ones are the top, but he has promised that they can do it, and hopefully they can do it. I mean, all this why Remo Stars have been fighting so hard for the league, third, now second, now first. So why can't they do it? And he has launched his so-called academy. Maybe it's
Exactly.
going to give him another extra morale. to
Well,
go to do well.
he said something, Fortune Ogba. He said they've got because they are going for their second. This will be their second appearance in the CAF Champions League, and that will be for next season. But the first time they failed, as we said just a while ago, they failed to even get beyond the first round. But the coach is saying they've gotten enough confidence now and enough experience for them to do well in the CAF Champions League. I mean, how do you see them performing in the CAF Champions League next season? Fortune.
Well, once again, good afternoon. Like I always like to, I want to sound like my brother here, the Sport Bam Bam. We should always come from the positive angle when it comes to Nigerian football. And looking at what we're doing on the home front, I mean, these guys did really well in our own league, right, down here back home. And I really think that they can really not really like as per se, because like we've said already, they didn't do so well in previous editions. But you never can tell. I'm going to have hope that they are really going to conquer, but my spirit is telling me something else. But
your spirit is telling you something else.
But then let's just be positive.
See, your spirit is being realistic.
Well,
but you are being optimistic.
No. In recent times, like I always say, Nigerian football has really been going places. We're going heights. We're doing well. So there's the possibility that we can also do well there. But then Ogumo Dede and all this. well, let's just hope that they'll do well. Let's just hope. Like you said, being realistic is different from hoping.
Exactly.
Then let's just hope that they will do well.
Okay, there has been this story that has been making around in some local within some media within our local scene here that the coach of Plateau United have been sacked. But right now, that claim has been refuted as the management of the club, the Jos Club, is saying that Mboaz Mangut will not be sacked. He remains their coach and is the one to continue as their technical advisor for the next season, 2025-2026 MPFL season. The Peace Boys also denied reports of general manager Fabila Mutila's disengagement by the Plateau state government. Of course, Plateau United stated that all formal communication on appointment and removal will be communicated through a certified channel. Bam bam, this is Nigeria. When you begin to hear things like this, it's like maybe they wanted to sack somebody, but when the news went viral, they say, okay, let's withdraw it. Because the way, how can two people at the same time be said to have been sacked? And now the management is saying, no, it's not like that. The chairman is still having his job, and the coach, the advisor is also still having his job. What does he say?
Well, that's what we get to see when it comes to Nigerian football. There was a time in the Kano Pillars era.
Yeah, Kano Pillars, yes.
There was a time that one time the state governor said they shouldn't sack a coach, and there was a saga like that. I don't know if it was Kano Pillars, but it had to do with Kennedy Boboye and one other coach right there. But it's just one of the things that we get to see in football and in Nigerian
even
football.
This season that ended in Kano Pillars, where they suspended the coach. The coach they now say, okay, come back. I'm not coming back. When there was now the time he said he wanted to come back, they said we don't need you again.
And there was a time that they took Paul Ofo, and some set of people said they don't want Paul Ofo.
Exactly.
And they want this. So in Nigerian football, it's not just one person that makes the decision. The governor can come out to say that I don't want this coach, and definitely that's what they will be going with. But I'm surprised that the news popped out, because Plateau United, honestly, they didn't do bad when it comes to last season. They were 7th, 54 points right there. So I mean, that's really not bad. As much as you don't end up in the relegation zone, I should be expecting news like this when it comes to Atlant from Amunike, people like Amunike, because those are the guys that didn't do well, honestly, and not Plateau United. But Plateau United have always had this saga. There was a time in 2017 where they sacked almost 11 players.
Exactly.
11 players. So they are known for taking drastic decisions. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help them. You don't get to see them at the top, always at the middle class. That's one thing about them.
Because this thing you just said now is one thing that keeps us, stakeholders like us, always getting worried. A club will just ship out almost the entire team. It happened even to Shooting Stars. I mean, we don't know what will happen next again to Shooting. We've not heard anything. You could hear tomorrow that they've shipped every player from that club.
I think they're even saying about 7 of their players are about to be shipped.
No, that one 7 is small now. I know what I'm talking about. So for 7 to be shipped out is small. They've shipped out like half of the entire team before. No. I mean, when you see things like this in a league, it tells us something.
Yeah.
We're still far from being professional.
Far away.
That's why I was one of those who, we're at a stakeholders meeting in Lagos. Then I said, look, that P that they call professional football, they should remove the P or they change it. Maybe they now listen to me, and that's how we now started having Nigerian Premier Football League. Before it used to be Nigerian professional. I told them there was nothing professional about Nigerian league.
Yeah, situations like that will make you understand that there are no contracts. Because if you are chasing 5 players, if they are on 5 years contract, you know that you have to pay them off.
Yes, definitely. To pay them off 5 years, you know how much.
Exactly.
It will affect your account.
So
you think twice before you do it.
So it shows that some of these players don't have contract. And when they sign players, you see, Shooting Stars last season, they signed about 6 players at once.
At once, yes. Now
they unveiled them at the same time, and
that's how we go into trouble with the FA Cup now.
Yeah. So when we fielded
5 players at once.
So that's one thing you get to see about the Nigerian professional or Premier Football League
Don't
right
you
now.
Don't be professional. Don't be professional.
I did that because I knew you were going to talk
No,
about
don't professional. You are not professional.
Premier Football
We are
League.
just playing league. No professional league. Okay. All right. Let's talk about WAFU now. And WAFU. No, before we go to WAFU, still talking about MPFL. Something, when I call it crazy, also happened in Akwa Ibom State within the week, where the entire management of Dakada Akwa United, the government there dissolved the entire management board of all the teams owned by the state government. Because the state government is they own Akwa United and Dakada FC, so they decided to all of them. In fact, even the Youth FC, as well as the Nigerian Women Football League side, Ibom Angels. So they have Akwa United, Dakada FC, Youth FC, Ibom Angels. The government decided to dissolve all the boards at once. At once. According to the Commissioner for Youth and Sport in that state, Elder Paul Bassi, the dissolution of the management teams was announced, and of course, they said they want to relaunch and revamp.
I saw the news.
And I was wondering what relaunching they want to launch.
Where, I mean, most of the players, they had to tell them that some of them had to leave. But Akwa United, in recent times, they performed woefully.
In fact, they managed
woefully. They didn't qualify. They are not going to be in the MPFL.
That's what I'm saying. They managed to escape. To almost escape, but they managed to still go down.
In the relegation
on the last day.
So there's a whole lot that has to be fixed. But when you ask me, I think right now we have to start seeing private owners. I mean, in the league, all of these state governments. Because why would the government just come out to say that everybody
just go home?
Just go home. I mean, that's too crazy.
It's
honestly.
too drastic. How can we, Fortune Oba? How can we improve our league? This is our own. It's our own. We all shout EPL, Spanish La Liga, German Bundesliga, French League On, Italian Serie A. How can we improve our own to make it truly professional?
Well, like the Sport Bam Bam is saying, I think we need private investors in Nigerian football because over time, allowing government to run this thing. I mean, even the government that we even have in Africa is not really the government. It's not. It doesn't operate the way it ought to operate in other climes. So allowing government into politics, into some of these things, is not really the way forward. I mean, if you look at those ones you call the Ligue 1, the Italian Serie A, the English Premier League, and the rest of them, most of these clubs, those clubs that perform there, they are private owned. They are not government franchise. So if we could bring that back into Nigeria, it would really bid well for us. Because imagine, look at okay, yeah, they didn't perform well, but was that enough reason to have just the entire team of the state, Dakada, everybody,
whatever they have to do with football in that state?
What happens to continuity, consistency? How are we supposed to build this over time? No, it doesn't work that way. I mean, okay, so they will instill new people. Those people will come again next season. They will perform woefully, and you fire all of them again, and you start all over again. No. This is the problem. We need consistency. We need people continuity. Trust this set of people. Give them 1, 2, 3 seasons. I mean, if Manchester United were supposed to be in Nigeria, they would have fired everybody. That's what they're trying to tell us right now. No, it doesn't work that way. We need consistency. We need continuity, and perhaps we need private investors in Nigerian football.
Okay, that's what we need, as our guys are saying here. Okay, let's move from that now. Let's talk about WAFU B now, and as it's concerned, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, who have now been drawn with the eternal foes. Talking about Ghana. Because as well as Benin Republic, they will be in Group A of the maiden edition of WAFU B Under-20 Cup of Nations, and Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Niger Republic, and Togo will be in the other group. And of course, the two teams will qualify straight to the semi-finals. The competition runs from Thursday 10 July to Wednesday July 23. WAFU B Cup of Nations is designed to nurture young talent in the West African sub-region. Of course, our Flying Eagles will also be using that game as part of their preparations for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile.
Yeah.
So a good prep for
good preparation, because I mean the top guys are also in there. I mean, when it comes to Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, they are there. Niger Republic and Togo, they are not the top side, but I mean Cote d'Ivoire, for me, is like a top side. And
so it means it's going to be a good.
It's a good preparation. And tournaments like this, the WAFU B Under-17, we always win it easily. The last guys, they won it right there. So I mean, it should be an easy one for Nigeria. As much as it's a good preparation, they should take it serious, because when it comes to Africa, the way we banter each other, I mean, no match is just for joking sake.
Exactly.
It's not a friendly. Every match is to fight for. Yeah. So I think the Ali Zuberi side can do it, honestly. And if they go on to win it, it's going to be nice for them. My own main concern about the under-20 is how they would perform at the World Cup, right? Yeah, but I mean, this is going to be a good preparation for them, honestly.
Okay, let's talk a bit of transfer now as it concerns Nigeria. Keep your messages coming on the Facebook page /Melody 100.7 FM. We'll still be taking more of your messages. Keep them coming. All right. Well, for transfers, one of our guys, his name is Friday Etim. He plays for he plays for CD Mafra in Portugal. He's been moved now. He signed a contract with Danish Super League side, talking about Midtjylland FC. You know, in Midtjylland, they're always in a conference league. If they are not in Europa, they'll be in conference. So that means we'll be seeing Friday Etim in the Confederation. I mean, the Continental Cup next season in Europe. So let's see how that pans out. Of course, for Ola, you know, he's not going anywhere. He's signing another contract extension for Nottingham Forest. So this what we got from Nottingham Forest. They are not letting him go.
Yeah.
When you think about the fact that they also Nottingham Forest just gave their the manager a new contract, you might want to relate still with the new man with the managers. It seems like
Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yeah, Nuno Espirito Santo has favored, like, he likes a system, a style of defending, and the guy is good. I know it's not really that bad. It's just the fact that we've not really done so much. We've not given our Nigerian football publicity. The guy can play for Chelsea and other big sides. So I think it's a good one. And if he performs consistently this next season, who's to say he can't go to Chelsea or go to Arsenal, even come to Manchester United, go to the big ones, the Serie A's and the rest of them. Our boy is good, and I think it's a very good one for him. It should continue.
Bam Bam, last season, I mean, he was one of the best right wingers, right backs in the EPL last season. At a point, Pep Guardiola was even touted to be put him on the sideline to replace this man that went to Italy, Kai Walker. Yes, but somehow the deal didn't see the light of the day. I mean, Ola, his style of play in the EPL, can we say he also does well for the Super Eagles?
Yes, he does well, honestly. If I am to rate the top 3 players for the Super Eagles, Ola Aina is in that book. That right back, he has sealed that position. Anytime he's there, he breeds confidence. And one thing about Ola Aina, he has the pace, he knows how to dribble, and his defense, I mean, is top notch. And that's one thing about Ola Aina. He has been able to adapt to the African system so well. And in the whole of the defense, when you talk about Nigerian Super Eagles, one of the things that we have to give kudos to is the defense, because most of the times, even though, I mean, we might have the strikers being sluggish in terms of scoring. One of the things that we can hold back and say we have in Nigeria is the defense, honestly, because we don't get to concede too many goals. And if you want to give kudos to anyone, for me, I would have to start with probably the likes of Calvin Bassey, Ola Aina. Anytime Ola Aina is there, I know I am confident that at least we're going to see 1 or 2 very good crosses right there. And last season, he had a very, very good season.
He did.
Very, very good season. And I don't definitely not blame him, but he's in his prime right now, 28 years. And this is when you're supposed to be doing well. If you're not doing well at 27, 28, 29, I mean, when do you want to do well? So it's a good one for Ola Aina. And right now he's in Nottingham Forest. When he was at Chelsea, there was a lot of pressure, but Nottingham Forest will not give you that pressure. If you perform well, you're just going to be on the surface. Everybody's just going to know that, okay, this guy is there, this guy is this. Nobody's going to be talking about you too much. And when you have a bad game, maybe that's why it's all about social media right now, because he seems to be having fun on social media. So it's all the best for Ola Aina. Great performance. What I just like to always say about players is consistency. Can he do it for 2 years, 3 years? That's all we really have to talk about. And for Nigeria, for me, he has done perfectly well for Nigeria.
Well, there's this story. Let's leave Ola Aina story. Let's go to, we can't do but try to still talk about his matter. Talking about Victor James Osimhen. we can't do. You guys have said we should keep talking about him, so no problem. I've listened to you guys. I mean, we are in this together. So there's a news. I mean, there's this news that emanated from the Mirror in the UK that Victor Osimhen is on Manchester United's radar, but he previously rejected the prospect of a move to Old Trafford due to having too much respect for one of their strikers. Now, we understand that he's previously rejected a move to the club out of respect for one of Manchester United's striker, and we are wondering when you have too much respect for
which of Manchester United striker?
No, reports will not give you the name.
Okay, so Osimhen's refusal to join the EPL side stemmed from the fact that they had Odion Ighalo on their books. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer raised eyebrows when he went and signed the former Watford forward man to Manchester United to address the team's attacking issues. Now, Ighalo had a bright start but quickly failed. And of course, now the Napoli front man is feeling he couldn't compete with his fellow countryman for a starting spot, knowing that ultimately one of them will lose out, which motivated his move to Italy. I'm not talking now why he didn't go before now. So that's what they are saying, that it was because Ighalo went there that time. That was why he didn't go. That he had always wanted to. That's what UK. The Mirror in the UK is reporting that.
That's a very reliable source.
Yes, when you hear the Mirror in the UK, it's very. You must give it to them. It's reliable. So that was the time he could have gone to the to Manchester United, but because of that respect for Ighalo, he decided not to go there. So right now, it's money issue now that will not make him go there. So we're still talking about Osimhen, but let's see. He's giving us some hints here and there, but the hints are not even helping matters.
Where is he even going at all? Where is his destination? Because
that's why Sports here is getting angry every day that this boy is not serious. I don't know. Everybody is talking about where will Osimhen. It's like we are even more concerned for him now than himself.
I don't know. Juve, Manchester United, the Saudi Arabian League,
Chelsea,
Galatasaray. Okay, pick one. Let's know what we're doing so you can start preparations. The season is coming up. The season will start very soon, and you're still. Let me use the word gallivanting, but it seems that's what he's doing, gallivanting around. We don't know what's going on. Pick one club, go there, start preparing, so that when you start the season, you can hit the ground running. They sign you a day or two into the new season. We don't know if you're fit enough, and then the next 1 or 2 weeks you go on a gold track. That would be so bad for his career. He should go there, get ready now, sign for a club, and then start working immediately. Do preseason and then come out in flying colors. That's what we need. Not coming back to relax, bro.
God have mercy. Okay, let's just leave it. I don't want Batman to say much concerning that. But one thing is this: someone said this yesterday, and I quote, "Osimhen might end up playing in Italy again, staying in Italy after this whole drama." I don't know, but let's just keep it. Let's keep our fingers crossed like this. Our fingers crossed. Let's have a breather. When we return, we go international right here. Melody 100.7 FM. Complete sports with the Bam Bam, the sports Bam Bam, and sports fortune.
Sport food.
That was so crazy.
It means I love food.
Which one is sport food? Does he? Don't worry, when Daniel comes, he will have answer for you. Because Bam Bam is a very gentle guy.
I'm here now because it's the Bam Bam that is here. Once the sports here comes, so
you're on. That one is crazy guy. Okay, let's have a short breather. Let's have this time check, and we will continue at the other side.
Melody FM 100.7. From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m. Melody 100.7 FM. We are the real home of entertainment. Melody FM 100.7 Ibadan.
right. That tune tells you it is the FIFA, the Confederation of International Football, FIFA. And what else is on FIFA radar right now? What is on their schedule? It is the FIFA Club World Cup going on in America. Gradually, it's picking up. It's picking up. Just as a man all the way from United States told us last week that it might not get interesting in the first stanza, but it's gradually picking up right now. We're in the match day 2. What we saw now last night was a bit different from what we've been seeing, and the crowd seems to be coming little by little to the stadiums, and the stands are not becoming empty as they were before now. Actions everywhere, here and there, making things happen. Welcome back. It is Melody 100.7 FM, Complete Sports. And we are now talking about the FIFA Club World Cup. I still have my guys Fortune Ogba here, and of course the Sports Bam Bam. Yeah, let's quickly talk. It happened crazily yesterday. Chelsea. I want to begin from there. What is the problem of Nicholas Jackson? Someone said it's Ogu Idire in Yoruba land. Family problem. That is what you remember. Newcastle, the penultimate end of the season, last season when he got that red card as well. The same manner. What happened yesterday? Just 4 minutes. This guy got into play and he got red card. Just one touch he had before the red card. Was he the one that affected the game? Was his red card the issue that he lost that game?
Well, I want to commend the Brazilian side. Honestly, they've brought the Brazilian side. There's something exciting about their football play. They're trying to let us know that the European guys, that they're telling us about space, that you have to find space in between. These guys are just flowing with the rhythm, just getting bored. Their style of football is come closer, just come closer. They're going to give you
come and get
it among yourself, not finding space in between two players. They're bringing something different from the European style of football. For Nicholas Jackson, that was an horrible tackle. Why would you even make that kind of tackle? I saw that tackle yesterday and I was like, what's wrong with this guy? And he came out to apologize after doing it the same way he did against Newcastle. Why you apologize? He shouldn't have made that tackle at all. Like that was wrong for him to even stamp. I mean, you can make a tackle without stamping the player.
Exactly.
And I really don't know what is wrong with Nicholas Jackson. And now he has somebody like Delap who is fighting for that same position, and you are. And that's really so bad.
Delap scored more goals than him last season.
Yeah, Delap scored about 12 goals for Ipswich. 13 goals. Yeah,
relegated Ipswich in the league alone.
Yes, but I honestly just want to talk about the Brazilian side, and it just shows that they can contest at the big stage. They can show that
they have. It's like I said it last night. Flamengo is a small team. Flamengo is not a small team.
They are not a small team, but we don't get to see them. Play. Every damn time.
Because they are not in Europe now.
They are not in Europe. Yeah.
What we see here is European football. We don't see South American football. Have you ever seen Copa Libertadores before?
I've not seen any. But I just like the fact that everything is now being opened to our eyes with the Club World Cup, because even when the Club World Cup was existing, although they are the highest winners of it, when it comes to Brazil, 5 of Brazil teams have won it before, so it makes them one of the highest winners of the Club World Cup. But now it's at the biggest stage. They are playing with the big boys and they're showing that they can actually do it. I think they would have defeated Chelsea even without Nicholas Jackson's red card, because those guys are always going with the rhythm. That's their style of football. Come closer, go with the rhythm. They're going to give you 1, 2, 3 passes together. And when you look at the third goal, Chelsea players, they didn't touch the ball at all.
Exactly.
They didn't touch the ball at all. That's it. They just switch pass, and you just see them creating space. It's big ups to some of these guys, Fluminense, Flamengo. I think they would go far. It's just that, when they face the likes of Man City, it could be difficult. They might roll with them. They might struggle with them, but those guys will just use experience, to calm their nerves down.
You think Flamengo don't have experience? Let me tell you something. Their coach was a former Chelsea player.
Yeah, Felipe Luis,
Yeah, this man that left Arsenal, he's also playing for them.
He plays for
them.
They
have a couple of guys who are well experienced. They might not have gone to Europe.
Some of the guys in Europe that have gone there are the, should I call them Europe finished players? Jorginho is finished. When he was at Arsenal, he wasn't playing consistently. There was Thomas Partey there.
Finished. That could have been Arteta's fault. Jorginho, you say he's finished?
When he had his opportunity, for Arsenal, it was a flop.
Well, let me give you an instance, or let me ask you a question. Would you say N'Golo Kante is finished?
Exactly.
He's playing Saudi Arabia. Is it finished?
For N'Golo Kante,
Yeah.
it's not finished.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not finished. And should I say why? Should I explain why?
I want to know
Now,
because he's
for-
playing Saudi, not even in Flamingo.
Yeah, but when this man has, I said he's finished in Europe.
Europe, okay.
Definitely. I don't think N'Golo Kante can give more to Europe anymore. And
But did you see what he played at the last Euros?
at the last Euros, I mean, it was being talked about, but I didn't see too much of him. honestly.
You did not see too much of
him.
Are you an Olote?
No, I didn't see too much of him. I'll be very, very honest.
Okay.
I just feel like the fact that the hype was all over him was because he was playing in the Saudi Pro League, and people were like, I mean, the likes of Tchouameni. France don't have midfielders. Let's not lie to ourselves. Fine, you can talk about Tchouameni. Tchouameni for me is not a top midfielder. Kamavinga sometimes, I mean, he's good, but he consistently have injury. He has injury worries. Tchouameni in that DMF. Rabiot. There's Rabiot there. These guys are just guys that play in Europe. They are not, for me, world class players. And for me, Kante can always come there to prove. If you go to England, I mean, England has Declan Rice. Kante will not come there and bench Declan Rice. Rabiot is there. Rabiot plays for Marseille. For Tchouameni, he plays for Real Madrid. But for me, he's not a top midfielder, honestly.
Okay, now, fortunately, you saw the game yesterday, Chelsea, Flamingo. I mean, Sanchez, Robo Sanchez. Did you see what happened again? Because I was telling Daniel that they need to go and get a goalkeeper, and he was telling me Sanchez is not that bad and all that. Did you see Sanchez and what he gave them yesterday?
I saw. But let's not just look at Sanchez alone. I was with the Sports Bam Bam yesterday morning when I was telling him I'm not sold yet on this Chelsea side. I mean, that they won their first game 2-0 due to individual brilliance from Pedro Neto was just a fluff. They are not coming to the party yet. The Chelsea I saw this, just that Manchester United were not doing well, Spurs were not doing well. Chelsea didn't play good football. When you talk about good football, even Man City that didn't do well, I would rate them ahead of Chelsea because what I'm seeing from Chelsea is not it. It's not it. I mean, this is not it. However, and they are about to go into the season again. If it was left for me, I would say even their manager Maresca should because there is no cohesion around that team. Everyone is just playing the way they like. I mean, look at what happened yesterday. Jackson with the red card, and look at what Sanchez did. Look at that horrible. Let's not talk about. Thank God the sports CI is not here. I would have fired him one-on-one because, dude, what are we talking about? Yes, let's give it to the South American sides. They are doing well. I mean, we saw what Botafogo did to PSG, and then yes, but then Chelsea is not at their peak right now. And even this next season, I don't think they are going to finish in the top 4 because unless something urgent is done, that team is not where it's supposed to be. They need a new manager. But then I'm not a Chelsea fan, so who knows?
Yeah, with that, we're coming to that supercomputer prediction of what the supercomputer is predicting after the first set of games were released within the week. We're coming to that. What you said now still made me to remember what the supercomputer said. But quickly, to the actions that happened yesterday and how they happened. Yes, Paris Saint-Germain were beaten by Botafogo, just as Fortune said. Surprisingly, though, for you,
champions of Europe.
But me, I know Botafogo. You don't mess with them. These guys have been. They've been doing well in the Copa del Libertadores for long. Well, you guys might not know them. Okay, Benfica. Yes, the ran riot. Auckland City, they were beating 6-0.
I mean, this is the same Auckland City.
The same Auckland City that Bayern wanted to kill. What did they come to do even this? So they have -16.
I'm wondering who they play with in their league. If they are league winners, like the other guys are.
I mean, that means they are just they are Cameroon boys
playing there.
Man. Okay. Flamingo, of course, beat Chelsea 3-1, even though Chelsea scored first through Pedro Neto. Of course, Los Angeles FC, of course, and Esperance. That was Esperance did us proud in that game. They did Africa proud, yes, because they won that game 1-0. Talking about Esperance, I mean, from Africa. So they give us a glimpse of hope from Africa.
Like I always keep saying, I preach positivity, and I think that it's high time we are gradually going there. We are about to sell the world, sell Nigeria, sell Africa to the world. I mean, look at what Michael Lisa is doing in Bayern. Look at what Iberi Chiesa is doing in Crystal Palace.
They are not Nigerian boys.
They are Africans. They are Africans.
They are not.
Are they playing for Africa?
If they are not playing for Nigeria,
but they have African roots. I mean, that's what matters. Kylian Mbappe
they have African
roots.
stem. Now you sabi. All I know is
they don't play for Nigeria. They don't play for Africa.
No, but then with the height, I mean, there was one time Mourinho was in was having issues with the media because he said all these players from Africa should go and represent Africa rather than going to represent other nations. I mean, Africa. I keep saying it. We are the home of football.
Can you African? Can you give them level playing field to come and play?
That's another challenge. I mean, look at what we are saying about Akwa Ibom, where they are sacking the government is sacking everything.
You don't give them level playing field. There's what's his name? Alaba. David Alaba.
Yes,
Yeah.
David Alaba was supposed to be a Nigerian player. He wanted to represent Nigeria. They asked him to bring money.
Yeah, at a young age, yeah.
Yes.
That's
He
really,
came from under 17. They asked his parents to bring money. That's why the
To
guy
represent his country.
Yes, now the guy they just went away. And look at him now, he's representing elsewhere. Okay. Anyway, today Bayern Munich already defeated the Boca Juniors 2-1, and they've now become the second team. Flamingo. Bayern Munich, the two teams to have made into the next round, into the round of 16. So Inter Milan will be playing Urawa. This should be an easy game for
Inter Milan. Yeah.
But what I saw Urawa did against River Plate, they played very well. Just a River Plate. I mean, River Plate were not ready
very
to.
Stubborn.
Okay, so that game is coming up at 8 p.m. So what are we expecting in that game? Inter Milan, they lost their first game.
Yeah, they lost their first game.
Rio's team.
They lost their first game, but when you look at the first game, they had a couple of chances. They didn't just convert it. And for Inter Milan, they would be looking forward to at least getting to the next round. That's why I feel like anything Real Warriors will do, they will just try. But they can't defeat Inter Milan. That's what I think. And Inter Milan, they've got a lot of fantastic players. Core depth. When it comes to teams that have score depth, I always put Inter Milan right there because they play with a certain type of formation, 3-5. And when you look at the 5 in the middle of the park, they have different set of 5s on the bench. So that's one very good thing about Inter Milan. So I think it should be an easy win for Inter Milan. I mean, Real Warriors can try, but
and their coach is also at their former coach.
Yeah,
he's also at the Club World Cup.
Exactly.
If you're looking at these former players,
but one of the things that affected them is Inzaghi leaving the club. Yeah, it has affected. The new coach for me is still a bit shaky. You know, when you have this kind of competition as the first hand, he should have had at least friendlies before the Club World Cup. I mean, to get himself together. Yeah. So this tournament for me is just too hard on him, and people would expect so much from him. And getting to the finals of the UEFA Champions League is
when you talk about him, what about Xabi Alonso?
Exactly.
They are in similar situation.
And look at Xabi.
And Madrid is not doing so well.
Exactly. So it's hard for them to at least come up with all of it because of the competition, and everyone is fighting for it right there. But Inter Milan definitely will bounce back against Urawa Reds.
Okay, Inter, Urawa, Fortune?
Well, like the sports mama said, I think it's not going to be easy, but Inter Milan are going to perform. They are going to deliver. So I see them winning perhaps 2-0.
Okay, Africa is also on the lineup of action today. At 5 p.m. it will be time for Mamelodi Sundowns to play Borussia Dortmund. This is a game of yellows. I wonder the cloth. I wonder who will now wear another color because they are both yellow sides. Yeah. Sundown yellow, Borussia Dortmund with their yellow. So I'm looking at who is going to leave the yellow for the other this evening.
This is a must-watch game.
A must-watch. It's a very important game.
It's very, very important. And Mamelodi Sundowns, honestly, I am rooting for them. When it comes to Africa, there's Al Ahly, there are other teams, Esprit de Tunis. But one thing I like so well is Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, I've always talked about them.
Yes, I like their structure, the way they use the media.
Is it because their president is car president?
No. It's not because of that. I've always liked it. I mean, I've been watching them from way back. Temba Zwane when he was much more younger.
Okay.
I follow them so well. I mean, from way back. So I really love this side. And one thing I expect from them is they won the last match. That was against Ulsan, 1-0. Although slim victory, but at the end of the day, they played well.
If they win this one now, they
qualify to the next group. And for me, Dortmund, they are poor.
Very poor.
Against Fluminense, they were nothing to write.
They poor everywhere. They've been poor even in Bundesliga.
I don't know how they always
poor in the Champions League.
I don't know how they get to all of these stages, and you see them just manage to qualify for the Champions League because at the latter part of the Bundesliga last season, they qualified. They struggled to qualify for the.
So surprised at the point they were 12th on the log.
Yes.
They climbed to 10. They started climbing. On the last day they qualified.
Exactly, and I don't know how they give them that chance to always qualify. So they are so poor, but. The thing might affect them. That's the European factor might affect Mamelodi Sundowns. I remember the last time they played Barcelona honestly, then it was a friendly match. I don't think I could count the number of times they touched him.
You wanted to kill them.
My goodness. And after the game, they had to start snapping with Messi.
See, let me tell you something. Sometimes,
The inferiority complex.
yes, these players get carried away. I'm playing against Messi.
Yeah.
When they see him bring him, they will just leave him. They will not want to mark him. I cannot break Baba's leg. You know?
But then Barcelona is different from Dortmund. I expect them to at least try to go against Dortmund. This for me is their biggest major test of the Club World Cup. Ulsan for me is, I don't rate them. So their big test is Dortmund. Should they win Dortmund, I would rate them. I honestly hope that they qualify to the latter part of the Club World Cup.
And their group is a group that is not that
not at all.
apart from Fluminense, I think just as we say, Ulsan Hyundai, they are nothing. I mean, from Korea, what can they do?
But they gave them a good run for their money too.
They gave Sundowns good run for their money.
They gave them.
If a team from Korea could give them a good run for their money, so expect a defeat in the hands of Borussia Dortmund today. I'll be fortune.
Well, we cannot just come to a conclusion like that. Like he has said, Mamelodi Sundowns, they are a good side when it comes to Africa. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And not like Dortmund have been so well; they've not performed really so well. So it will be a slim victory for whoever wins that game. But I hope to see a very nice matchup later today.
Okay, the last game for today, which is also in that group, is Fluminense from Brazil doing battle against Ulsan Hyundai. So these guys from Brazil seems to be giving everyone a run for their money. Fluminense, Botafogo, Flamengo. So get ready for the world in Brazil.
South American has always been a very...
I don't know why I'm seeing a team from South America winning this competition.
They have always been a very nice footballing country. I mean, the likes of the great Messi is from there, Angel Di Maria, even most of our players that have thrived so well in the Premier League, they've all been products of South America. So South America is always a very
most of our... Who are the our?
Well, like I said, Angel Di Maria.
You're talking about Manchester United. Always let us know now. When you say most of our, we want to know our. Me, I'm not. Am I your?
When you look at Manchester City, there's Tevez from there. He's also a South American who has done well as well. And then when you look at this Newcastle now, Bruno Guimaraes, he's from.
Okay, are you saying players in the EPL?
In the EPL.
Yes. So what I'm trying to. When you say most of our, I'm trying to quote what you said. That word "our" is what I want to.
Well, we like to associate football with football generally in Europe. So when I'm saying I'm trying to bring.
Okay, so are you a European?
I'm an African.
In a country where people don't do things well, and you are claiming familiarity.
Anyways, what I was saying was South America, they are very good. They play good football. They have very good ballers. So, like you said, it's not even doubt. We're not doubting it. I mean, if our own European champions could have lost to Botafogo, what prevents us from saying a South American team is going to win this? I'm going to give my all to South American teams winning this.
Okay, you two are going for them winning it?
Yeah, sure. They're winning this.
Okay, after 2 games each, and this is how the table stands now. In Group A, Palmeiras leading with 4 points. Inter Miami also leading with 4 points, courtesy of their win against Hali and Porto.
That wonderful free kick from
Leo Messi. Because in Group B, Botafogo, maximum points, 6 points from that group, and PSG have 3 points, followed by Atletico Madrid also, who have 3 points. Seattle Sundowns, no point at all. We already know those ones will be the whipping boys of the group. Okay, in Group C, Bayern Munich, yes, they have 6 maximum points with 12 goals. 12 goals for them. Benfica have 4 points, followed by Boca Juniors from Argentina, 1 point, and Oakland City, the whipping boys of the group. They have no point at all. In Group D, you have Flamengo. Yes, they have 6 points. Chelsea, 3 points, and Tunis, Esperance of the Tunis, they have 3 points as well. LA Galaxy FC, no points. Whipping boy. If you check, all the teams that are whipping boys are from America.
Yeah.
Yes, apart from Inter Miami. Seattle from America, Oakland City also from. LA Galaxy from America as well.
Experience.
Group E, River Plate leading with 3 points. Although those ones they still have 1 point, 1 game. They'll be playing tomorrow. Monterrey also have 1 point. Inter Milan 1 point. Urawa Reds, yes, they have no point at all.
The whipping boys.
Yes, the whipping boys. Mamelodi Sundowns ahead of their games tonight. They are still on top of the group with 3 points. Dortmund 1 point. Fluminense 1 point as well, and Usen no point. In Group G, Juventus is leading, followed by Man City 3 points each, and Wydad of Morocco no point. Al Ain no point. The last group, RB Salzburg is leading with 3 points. Real Madrid 1 point. Al Hilal 1 point, and of course Pachuca no point. I mean, how can anybody have imagined that in a group where you have Real Madrid, RB Salzburg will be leading the group? Football is crazy. Bam bam.
But like the sports Bam Bam has said, Jabi Alonso just came in there. He's not really established his principles, his philosophy. Things are not really gelled so well. Moreover, we have their star man Kylian Mbappe, who is not even going to feature in their next game. I think, according to Fabrizio, the news I saw he's not feeling too well yet to feature. So it's going to be a very tough one for Real Madrid. How they are going to qualify from that. But let's just keep our fingers crossed. I trust Real Madrid do well.
For the Real Madrid, the two for me biggest teams were the ones that faced each other in the first game. That was Real Madrid, Al Hilal, Salzburg, and Pachuca. Pachuca are the weeping boys, and Salzburg played them and they defeated them. So everything will boil down to how Real Madrid would play against Pachuca and against Salzburg. If should they win Salzburg and Pachuca, they are going to be on the verge of qualifying because that's 6 points, and Salzburg would be playing Al Hilal on the other hand and Real Madrid, so it's still going to turn the table around. So Salzburg might be first now, but eventually they might not qualify at the end of the day. That's what I think.
Wow. Okay, now one part of the tournament that a whole lot of people criticize from day one is the crowd not turning out. But it's like we're beginning to see them coming little by little now. And just as Jay told us on the phone last week all the way from America, that when we begin to get closer to the elimination series, we might be able to have more fans. So we're beginning to see more fans now coming to see the games. So what do you make of is it because, will you associate that with the fact that FIFA dropped the tickets? Or you think maybe there's something that they have done behind the scene that we do not know?
Well, one of the key factors is definitely the drop of tickets because
they have money there now.
They have money, but at the same time, there's still a middle class and there's lower class in it. Although you can't compare it to the Nigerian factor, but
you have middle class here. Here is either you are poor or you are rich.
Exactly. That's why I said you can't compare it with Nigeria, but definitely the ticket drop is going to be one of the major factors. But the games are gradually getting exciting, honestly. For me, that I get to watch some of the games, they are actually getting exciting. And most especially the Brazilian guys, they are giving us that joy to watch. Now, I'm trying to imagine when all of these big boys qualify to the group stage, it's going to get more exciting and people will be so much interested in it. Daniel always said that one thing about the Club World Cup, he might not be interested at the group stage. I remember Daniel saying that later in the game it's going to pick up, and when we get to the group stage, if Inter Miami qualifies, Messi qualifies, and Inter Miami faces PSG, people would be like, oh, it's time for PSG and Inter Miami to face this time, and Messi it's definitely and it's going to be on the verge of losing. I have to be very honest. People want to see that tears in it. So
tears? You think Messi will lose Club World Cup and he will?
No, I'm just saying, the fans.
The only people that will cry are people like that crazy guy who put his money on Messi.
No, I'm just talking about from the fans angle, like Messi fans and all of it. So that's when I feel like it's going to get exciting. But so far, the competition, apart from the fact that the likes of Oakland, they've not shown anything. Monterrey, some teams in the USA like Los Angeles, they've not given us that vibe. But I still think the other teams, the Brazilian teams, the South American teams, even if I'm not going to watch, Bayern, I would love to watch Flamengo play against another team, because right now the Brazilians are showing that they can actually make our football exciting right there.
Yes, I like to throw my weight behind what the Sports Bam Bam said. And there's also the facts to consider that coming in, if not for what these South American teams are doing, the Brazilian guys, I think the guys from Europe, when they came initially, they were really very ready. They were coming with squads. They were, they just came from the back of a tough season, their home season in their different leagues, and then the UEFA Champions League and all of that. So when they came in, they were coming in loose, they were looking tired and all of that. But when they saw the fire, the flare that the Brazilian sides are bringing, they are beginning to get into the game, put their all and everything. I mean, look at what happened to PSG. When PSG want to go into the next game, they're going to come with all their guns blazing. So this excitement is beginning to pull people from their homes. Let's go see what's happening. This is football. Let's support our teams and all of that. So I think that's one of the reasons why the crowds are coming out right now.
Okay, that has been the Club World Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup. All right here. Melody 100.7 FM. Okay, so let's just switch the gear once again from the. We're still on Club World Cup though. No, we're still on the program, but we're switching from the Club World Cup now, and we move back to. Let's talk about what the supercomputer said concerning the prediction and how it will end. But that will be in a jiffy. Don't move a muscle.
Melody FM 100.7.
Okay, let's talk about the supercomputer and its prediction. Yes, Bobola, your supercomputer, because you are carrying computer before you, maybe it's even this computer they used to do it. After the release of the fixtures midweek for the 2025-2026 EPL season, the supercomputer has predicted. And you know one thing, supercomputer is always getting it right too. Over the years, the predictions always come to reality. So it says Liverpool will win again this season. I mean, next season we're getting into from August. That Liverpool will win again. That they win ahead of Man City and Arsenal. And says Chelsea will not even make top 5. That's what supercomputer is saying. Do you believe what the supercomputer is saying? Do you know he's rating Manchester United better than even Chelsea?
Yeah, I wish Daniel was here. I wanted to, school him.
School him.
Because I'm going to tool through the supercomputer.
Okay.
Yeah, it reminds me
school him now. School him.
It reminds me of the octopus. Yeah, in the World Cup. Octopus Paul, who at the latter stage didn't get his prediction right. I think the supercomputer in quotes, it's only a computer. Yeah. Let's just put it like that. And,
but one thing you know is a probability model.
It's a probability,
but not determined by a human.
Yeah, exactly. So more like AI. But
so it doesn't have bias now.
It just sees it from probably the analysis level and maybe from the players and trying to check the players head to head. But then I think Liverpool, for me, they're going to be top up there. Man City with the reinforcement, the likes of Tijani Reinders, Czechie, and some of these players that they have gotten. That's Pep Guardiola that has gotten for Manchester City. And when you look at the reinforcement of Liverpool, honestly, with this guy coming in line, Florian Wirtz at the middle of the pack, I mean, it's going to be top. And they didn't get to lose any of their players. So they have their players, and they're adding more players to it. So which makes them one of the strongest team, in my own opinion. And I think Man City definitely, just like I said, is going to do well this season. Pep Guardiola cannot afford to go this season without fighting for the Premier League right there.
Having gone trophyless.
Yeah, and for Chelsea Football Club, yes, let me get to them. I don't think they are a super team. I don't think they have the best players.
Everybody said they were a super team.
Daniel would always wax lyrical about it and say, "Oh,
now they
Chelsea,
are super."
Yeah, they are very good.
That means he's dreaming now. He's dreaming if he says they are super.
That one.
Because he's not here now.
I wanted to hear. Like, this guy come and fire me on Monday. He mentions all of these players as if, they are
as one of the best. Top guns.
The other time he was telling me about Adarabi Oyo, that is one of the best.
Adarabi.
Chaloba. I said this.
What of Adarabi Jebu?
He mentions all of these players as if they are world-class players. But when you look at the Chelsea players, for me, they are not top players. You can only just pick some of the, there are players right there like Reece James, and over the years now we've seen Reece James to have injury problems, and for Cole Palmer, he's gotten a new role now against Flamengo. He played from the right wing. I don't think that position is going to work for Cole Palmer right there. And the strikers, they have Nicolas Jackson, who will not promise you 11 goals, 12 goals, even 13 or 14 goals in the Premier League, although they've gotten Delap right there. But their defense, for me, is still in shambles. Their goalkeeper is a shamble. Their midfield, they still have good midfielders.
But they'll tell you that their midfield is the...
No, their midfield is solid, honestly, with Enzo and Caicedo.
Lavia, even Lavia. If Lavia is...
he's
not
decent.
injured.
He's decent, but, injury problems too. But when you go to the attack, now that they've got Delap, maybe we can put them at the top. I'll still put Cole Palmer in the middle of the pack. But their wingers, Pedro Neto, maybe he's just getting himself. But the likes of Madueke, Nicolas Jackson,
want to say that one.
All those players, for me, I mean, he's
Maybe that's why you
Chelsea.
said they experimented Palmer
At the
on
right
side,
wing,
because
yeah.
the latest stories we got about 48 hours ago is that if buyers come,
For
if good buyers
Madueke.
come for
Who's going to buy
Madueke, let him
Madueke?
go.
That's the thing.
He said he's going to buy him.
was
Maybe
even-
place team will buy him now.
There was even in the news that
Maybe
even Nicolas
Newcastle.
Jackson as well, they are hoping to get him off their books.
Oh, sir, who will buy that one? Nobody delays is stopping that one.
Well, I want to throw my weight behind what the supercomputer has said. I mean, just like I was saying the other time, Chelsea has not really been performing so well. I mean, look at what Spurs did with Postecoglou, the guy that won them their first trophy in over some time right now.
And they sacked him.
They fired him, yes, and you're now bringing Enzo Maresca, who struggled to. Thank God Spurs is not here. Who struggled to really do something huge? I mean, we have the likes of Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle finishing ahead of them, and you're not doing anything to try to reinforce to get a new manager. And this is Chelsea. These are the traditional big four. We have Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And now Chelsea is playing out. They finished outside the top four, and nobody's saying anything. Manchester United are going for strikers. Liverpool are going for strikers. Man
Chelsea
City-
they are in the Champions League.
in the Champions League.
Yeah, they're in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
no, they
It was last minute. It was last minute.
Yeah, they
When
finished
beat-
fourth now.
They beat Nottingham Forest 1-0.
they're in the Champions,
Champions League.
They are fourth. They finished fourth.
It was justice because even Nottingham Forest was supposed to have beaten them in that game. I don't know how they
But
managed
they
to.
didn't. beat them.
Well,
I
eventually they
was
qualified.
putting it in my mind that Nottingham Forest. I put my money there too, but
Well, no wonder. You're still dreaming of your money that you lost. Yeah?
anyway, so the sports mama said, Liverpool has invested massively. I mean, Florian Wirtz, and then there's the news that they've already gotten Milos Kekes from Bournemouth, and then Man City as well, Tijani Reinders, and the other guys they have gotten
Check.
in Ryan Shaki,
yeah.
and then this guy I know him from Wolverhampton.
yeah.
These guys have really invested, and Manchester United they are investing as well. I mean, Matthew Cunha, Brian Mbeumo. We don't know what's happening with Vitor Gyökeres and other strikers, Rui Kitike, and the others that they are going for. Guys are investing, and I don't. If all these people eventually invest this amount of money, from what I'm seeing with Chelsea, they are not looking like they are pulling any strings in the transfer market right now. I fear for them. They might not finish in the top 6, seriously, unless they do something really huge. I mean, look at what Spurs have done. They've gotten Thomas Frank from Brentford, and I saw Thomas Frank wants to bring some of his players from Brentford. So Spurs is going to be there. Manchester United, Arsenal, not Chelsea. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. So I think Chelsea is going to be out of there.
Well, Florian Wirtz, I just talked about now, has stated that Liverpool is a top club. He says one of the top 3 clubs in the world. That's why he's happy choosing them. Florian Wirtz is saying it. Do they say this thing out of their mind or because just to gain loyalty?
I mean, when they sign a new contract, it gets over there. I mean, you see players look at Arnold when he signed for Real Madrid. At some point, he was always mentioning Liverpool all his life, but right now he has started to tune into
It's not real.
Real Madrid. So when they sign contracts, it gets over their head, and they get to say all of these things because of loyalty and the fact that the fans are going to be there and everyone is going to be listening to whatever they are saying. But when you look at it, right now in the Premier League, they are one of the best in terms of consistency.
Definitely.
Ever since the Jurgen Klopp era, they've been consistent, been around the top 3, top 2, like that. And they're the latest winners of the Premier League. So if he says that, I would admit it at this point.
And he says he wants to win everything with the club. But one thing that people have been talking about is the amount they bought in, £116 million.
That's
that kind of money. Is that guy worth that kind of money?
Florian Wirtz is young. I used to say something. When a player is young, he has that advantage of being signed for a huge amount of money. Tijani Reinders, they got 70 million. Reinders is around 26. But this Florian Wirtz is 22. And when you look at Germany right now, he's the oldest man in the Germany side. In the national team,
everyone's talking about him.
Everyone is talking about him. The money can be very, very,
ridiculous
and huge. But I think it should be around the 100 level, but that money is too much.
And because for a Liverpool side that we know don't splash too much, to now buy such a player for that amount, some people are like, maybe one Baba knows how to watch something and he has watched it well for Florian Wirtz.
No, let's not also forget the fact that during the 2023-2024 season, about 2 seasons ago, he was the Bundesliga
best player.
Best player, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And then,
when they won the league.
And then there's also this news I saw that in the last 2 seasons, a couple of players, just 2, have been able to produced over 10 assists. I mean, and that too, alongside Mo Salah, we have Florian Wirtz there. So this is a player that has really shown he can deliver these goods. Moreover, pairing him with Mo Salah in that Liverpool setting is definitely going to be huge. I mean, we're going to see something huge. But then, like we always say, these price tags sometimes they weigh on the players. I mean, I saw a meme somewhere where someone was saying, having spent £116 million for a player and he comes and you guys are in third or fourth position, there's going to be heavy burden on the young man's shoulders. But then let's just see how it goes. But okay, let's hope Liverpool do.
All right. There was a story that went around some time ago that Cardiff City they were to be taken over by a group of investors, and now it's been revealed that the main guy behind the group of investors is actually what's his name? The Wales guy, former Real Madrid player.
Bale?
Yeah, Gareth Bale. Yes, Gareth Bale. I was actually the one who was leading the group of the investors who wanted to take over Cardiff City, but somehow they didn't allow him. They didn't allow the group to take over the team. They rejected the bid to take over the team. So, I mean, I was just wondering, for a group led by a guy who has money to invest in the club, I mean, why would they not allow such to happen? If it were to be Nigeria, we would say politicians just want to run things. I mean, but this is UK, where we believe they have a proper system and system. They had the money. They were ready to splash the money. It's from even if you're saying, okay, they are foreigners, but he is from Cardiff. He's from Wales, sorry. And Cardiff is a city, is a team in Wales. So how come they rejected such a bid when the money is there to be spent? The guy has so much money. In fact, he doesn't know what to do with money now. He's investing in golf.
I'm not really familiar with the story, but I think I saw it some time ago. And I think for Gareth Bale, first of all, players right now, or ex-players, are now investing in club. And I don't think England supports that so well. Former players doing all of that. When you go to US, MLS, you see former players do all of that. In the French side, you see former players. But in England, it's very, very rare for players to, have a club or have a part in a contract or in a share of a certain club. You don't get to see that. They would rather just make you a coach or assistant coach right there. For Gareth Bale, well, it's nice that he tried to do it. One thing about Gareth Bale, he likes to call himself a businessman. The way he dresses,
exactly.
talking like he's always looking so serious.
Like a company executive.
It reminds me of Seedorf right there. But it's all the best to him. It's still only a report. Hopefully, maybe we're going to see Gareth Bale. It doesn't have to be Cardiff.
They say they will go back again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Say they will retry again. Because the Malaysian owner of the club is actually Malaysian, and the man saying he's not interested. They should just leave it, let it be like that. But the group has said they will go back again and make another relaunch. So let's see, as you said, let's see where this one will lead them eventually. Okay, let's quickly talk about weather now, because one thing that has been affecting the Club World Cup is weather. I don't know. I was just thinking whether the organizers of this competition, FIFA and their likes, didn't think about the weather, the timing of the competition before they put it at this time. And they are going to put the World Cup at this time as well. Is this how weather will be affecting the main World Cup when we play it next year? People like us who are hoping to be there, so we'll not be running away from thunder and lightning.
If you are going to be there, please take me along. At least, let me just squeeze myself once. To just see the World Cup.
We have to go see the World Cup and cover it now, somehow. Because I've been thinking, so is this how we'll be running from thunder and windstorm when we get to the main World Cup? Because this is more or less like a prelude to the main World Cup, a test run of the main World Cup that will be played next year.
And the funny thing is, there's mixture there, because there's always water break. At some point, it gets extremely
exactly,
and it goes cold.
That was what happened in that game. That game that was suspended for 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yes.
That Harley game, yeah.
Yes, the game was. Before the suspension, there was a time the weather was hot. They had water break. They came back only for thunder to begin to.
There's a mixture of it. There's a mixture of both weathers right there, but yeah.
So will you think? And something is just going through my mind. Will FIFA be regretting taking this competition to this place?
I don't think so. Honestly, once it has started, it has started. They don't have a choice right now, and when you look at the fans coming to watch the game, honestly, the fans are turning up right now. And the camera settings of the Club World Cup, you would see how fans would massively turn out. You would see the fans right there, and honestly, everywhere is getting to be filled up, most especially when it gets a big game. I don't think they would regret it at the end of the day, but I think it to just prepare them ahead of the World Cup. Okay, this is how we're going to see the World Cup.
That's the main World Cup, right?
Yeah.
For them to know what to do next.
And this is the maiden edition, so I don't think people would put more eyes on them. Subsequently, that's when it's going to get, scrutinized so well. People can take some of their flaws and expect that, it's just the first time we're seeing all of it. But subsequently, people would start seeing the major flaws in it. So it's nice that they have prepared us ahead of the World Cup. To see some of the happenings right there. And that's what we get to see in football. I never shared these thoughts when talking about it with Daniel, because honestly, Daniel was always on the keen side of the money factor and all of it. But I just thought about it that it's honestly a good idea that we are seeing it before the World Cup. The Club World Cup for me is not a big tournament. It's just now that they're even making it a big tournament. Most of the time, we just get to see 3 teams or 4 teams making these teams to the finals. We just hear, Man City, they're going to be playing this in the finals, this and that in the finals. But now there's a new group stage, and in the USA, they are playing it in the USA, and they are preparing us for the World Cup to see how it's going to be like in the World Cup. Honestly, they won't regret it.
Okay. Fortune, are you one of those who also feel the FIFA will be at the end of this competition? Will they be justified and they'll be like, okay, we've had a good contest?
Well, I don't think they will be justified. Look at what we just said now. that Al-Ahly game was really very a no-brainer. For you to have stopped the game, you should have. This is the UK. You put all these things together, FIFA and all of that. You should have thought about this very well, not fixing games. But thankfully, it's the maiden edition of the Club World Cup. Like we said, it's not really the major tournament we're looking at. We're looking at the World Cup right now. So this would be a sort of introductory stuff that will help them know that, okay, next time, this particular time of the season, we should shift it. Matches to not be played at this particular time, and so on and so forth. So it's like a preparatory stuff for them, so they can just learn 1 or 2 from this and make sure this kind of mistake doesn't repeat itself.
Okay, so if at the end of this tournament, if the tournament ends today, bam, let's say it's not ending today, but just imagination kind of question. Let's say if the tournament just ends today, what lessons will we say we have gained from this tournament?
We should never underestimate the South American teams. They are one of the best league. Most of them play in the Brazilian league. In quotes, I'm not going to mention the Argentine league, the Brazilian league. We should start putting eyes on them, and we should start watching some of their key players right there. Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League, we should stop speaking less of Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League. They are also very, very good, Al Hilal. And what else? I was going to say something.
So Al Hilal, before you leave Al Hilal, so you mean henceforth we should start rating Al Hilal the way we rate it from Europe?
For me, Al Hilal, yes, we should start putting them in that context that they can actually play better than some of these teams like Galatasaray and in Europe.
Your
all
brother is in Galatasaray.
Forget about.
I should forget it.
Forget about Osimhen. So I think Al Hilal, for me, they can actually perform at a big stage. That's Al Hilal in quotes. But my major key is the Brazilian side. They are top. So these guys are top. Those are the key things for me.
Fortune, if it ends today, what lessons do you think we can take away from this competition?
One of the lessons, a very important one of that, is that football, like I always say, football is life. Before this competition started, we had the fears where we were saying, okay, most of these players just finished from their major tournaments in their continents. The UEFA Champions League, their different country national league, and the rest of that. And people were scared that fans were tired, players were tired. It was not going to be huge. It was going to be, but on the other side, what we are seeing now is getting interesting. People are turning out. Players are playing well. Messi breaking records. We are seeing even what's his name now, Sergio Ramos or Thiago Silva. Players are performing, and it is uniting people. So one of the things I was going to say is that football is life. If you want to unite anything, if you want to build anything, because there are threats of wars, governments, politics, and all of that, but football is something that we can use to bring peace to the world. Whatever time you fix it, as long as you have people who are ready to play, there are fans that will come out to support. So I think it's a good one from what we've seen so far.
Football is life. What Fortune said now just made me to remember when Nigeria were having the civil war. 67 to 70. That was 1967 to 70. The only man that could stop the war for a while was the great Pelé of Brazil when he visited, and they had to stop fighting. And when he left, the fighting started again.
And yes, just to add to what Fortune said, you know, the league or the format encompasses everyone, all continents. So
Europe,
I think that's
America,
another key factor.
Africa.
Having to see Africa play against, I mean,
Everybody's playing against everybody.
each other.
I mean, so to speak, lowly rated ones playing against the high guys.
And they are the low rated ones, but they are the tops in their league. You understand? The big boys in their league.
No, considering where they're coming from, that's why
I understand. But they are still the top in their league, and we are seeing them fight each other right there. I think that's another great thing about the Club World Cup.
Okay, all right, for the guys, have you seen the Gladiators? Yes, go on our YouTube page and see Gladiators for yourself and see how these guys were throwing punches. All right, is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Okay, now concerning that, let me tell you what Messi has said about Ronaldo. He has said, you guys always fight. Listen to this one. The Argentine said he has a lot of respect and admiration for Cristiano Ronaldo. That 40-year-old, this man is still playing at the highest level. I respect him, and I do like this for him, as they will say in the military. I dope my heart for Ronaldo. That's what Messi said. So you people should stop fighting. Don't fight who is better. Because you guys are always fighting. This one is better. This one is better.
Actually, if you look at it, the two of them per se, they really don't have any beef against each other.
They don't. It's you guys that are making.
They always clap hands. They always.
No, it's the fans. You like Bobola and Daniel. Like even you and
Daniel.
And that Babalawo, what does it call? Idea. That's why you always bring trouble about Messi and all that.
No, but then when you have great people, there has to be this kind of competition. I mean, we can't take it away from them. I mean, like you said,
and one has to be the top. That's what I think. I mean, two of them can admit that they are at the same level.
Two people can be. They are the top together.
Yeah, but I mean, one should be over one. That's what I feel.
Do you know that Ronaldo's son is Messi's fan? Messi's fan is Ronaldo's
son.
I mean, that's what we're saying. It's just we, the fans, that like to push these things. But take it or leave it. One has to be above you. There has to be that competition to make football. I mean, do you know how much money that has been made from these controversies?
Yeah,
do you know how much media?
Even FIFA love the competition.
Exactly. So
bookmakers love the competition.
Exactly. The media, the different
Ballon d'Or love the competition.
I was going to say that.
So you can't take it away. We love the competition. We love the competition. So let's just leave it at that. Of course, they have utmost respect for themselves. So it's.
But when you love such competition, don't make it like an enemy thing. There are people who don't see eye to eye because of these two guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we will laugh about this thing because we are professionals in this. I mean, we talk about this. I mean, we had the Gladiators. You and Daniel argued it out, but you're still colleagues, you're brothers.
Yeah.
There are people who don't see eye to eye. If you don't dare mention Messi where some Ronaldo fans are.
But that's taking it too far.
That's my worry. These guys are making money. If you see these people who are fighting, they're hungry. They don't even know what to eat.
And they don't even know if you exist. I mean, Messi does not know if you exist.
Does Messi know you? It's good to love football, just as Fortune said. Football is life. One thing about football is it makes you get very emotional. It makes you get very, very. I remember in 1994 when Nigeria was defeated by Italy in that elimination series of the World Cup. I didn't eat till the next day. That was the day I learned to eat before I watch a game. I'm telling you, because my mom finished cooking my favorite and said, "Come and eat." I said, "No, I want to go and watch that game." When I come back, I did not. I just came back quietly. I went to sleep. So please, no matter how football is highly emotional. Football can take away your sanity if you are lying to take away your sanity. So that's why each time I do sports here, there's something I always used to round it up. I say, football without violence. Football without violence. No, when you go to some of these Ile Paco where they watch football, you see some crazy things that happen there. They can fight themselves, throw punches because of the banters. If your spirit cannot take football banting, go away from that place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you know they are talking about your club, it will get you angry to begin to hate somebody, move away. You don't need to watch ball there. go to your room and watch alone.
And you know the funny thing is, after the whole violence, you eventually go into your room and you're asking yourself, why did I do this? Because it was unnecessary, it was uncalled for. You just got carried away.
The person you did it for doesn't even know. Ronaldo is in Saudi making his money. He's one of the richest guys in the world right now. Messi, I mean, he's so rich that
and you that is quarreling over them.
You have not eaten.
You borrowed the 500 that I used to pay for the viewing.
Exactly. Or they even made you watch it on basic. You pay later. What we are saying is let's watch football without violence. That's what we preach here. All right, let's begin to wrap up the show this evening. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Yes, it's been an awesome time. I mean, having my guys on the show is always very interesting, especially when you have a new signing. According to Daniel Adeyemi, the sports here, he said we'll pay £45 million for you. I've not seen the money. Daniel said we'll pay £45 million to sign you.
I think it's the bank transfer. The network is still fluctuating. I mean, these last couple of days, the MTN network, the bank networks, everything I just...
You want your transfer to be like for a vet. That's taking so long.
Okay, thank you so much, Fortune Ogba, for coming through. Yes, I had to. Fortune is supposed to be here today. I had to make him here. That's the love for the game. He loves. He has the passion for it. So thank you, Fortune, for coming.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I mean, always discussing sports. I've always loved football. I've loved football for so long. I mean, I've always thrown banters at the sports here. He's one of my.
At the backstage.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm setting you guys up for the next.
It's gonna be the
gladiators.
It's gonna be the bomb. Because I'm gonna come prepared. I've seen what he always does on the show. He's always intimidating our money here, but
he can't intimidate you.
No, but most
you don't know that guy is crazy. Daniel.
No, I'm gonna take him on. I'm challenging him. Let's bring it up.
I'll definitely make it happen. Sports Bam Bam.
Yeah.
That is Sports Bam Bam will be the referee. If you're watching,
nice
you guys.
to be on the other side. Even watch there because I mean I have to rest from the way Daniel sweats and
I'm telling you. On Monday you're asking me why do you always sweat? Daniel. Okay, big ups to Daniel. Please let's find him. I don't know where is Nike. Nike should begin to write out some announcement for missing person because I don't know Daniel. You know, he went to go and do something. He said he was trying to conjure so that Chelsea will not lose. Only for Chelsea to lose 3-1, and we've not seen him. He has gone to meet Baba that did the juju for him that didn't work. So whether it's Baba that locked him up now or he has locked Baba up, but his number is not going. So we need to know who has locked who up. Thank you so much. Sports Bam Bam.
Yeah.
We'll do this again on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. I would be here on Monday to do sports. It's always nice to talk about sport comprehensively. This is where we give the best of sporting stories making rounds in the world of sports. It's so nice to be here, the finest.
Definitely. Big up to Samson, of course, to Amos 33. Yes, we all are there too. And of course, Adenike Adesoye, big ups. And of course, my name is Pretty. Let's have 2 hours of reader. I'll be back at 7 where we take it back to the old school style. Back in the day show at 7 p.m. Keep it locked right here. The Move the Muscle, the show, so many other things continue. When I leave now, it will be Show Damo. Bolao will be taking you through on Show Damo. Show Damo, right? Let's keep it pumping, keep it moving, and keep it going. Good afternoon. Oh, good evening.